Weird. Okay. I'm wondering if she's thinking that that's her life. Because maybe she got pregnant. Huh, okay. I'm just going to add that to session because I feel like that might be important later on.
Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday, then I came home.
Is she a teacher?
The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument. Simon left. Okay. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
Okay. So it's obviously her birthday. Happy birthday to her. They got into an argument. Yeah, that's pretty much the most important part. Okay, let's look up angry, because earlier she said, okay. No. What about argue? Since they did just get into an argument.
When you've been married for 10 years, stuff accumulates. We could argue about anything. And he's so nice. That doesn't help. He tries to smooth things over, and that just makes it worse. We're both passive-aggressive, so we never normally argue directly about anything.
Okay, so they're both passive-aggressive. Okay. But now I'm going to look up real quick argument, because I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand. Okay, so nothing more on that. What about fight? No? What about fighting? Alright, so we got all that stuff taken care of. I think we've covered everything that could possibly be important pertaining to the fights that they had or any arguments that she's covered. I want to look up Princess, just because she seems to have this weird connection with princess stories. So I think that's important.
He wasn't present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror, a nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
That's very sweet of him. Okay. So mirror, present. Alright. Type of princess do I have?
Yes. I drove in here because I remember, well, I went over the river. And then there was a church. There.
Church.
Yeah. And I probably parked. Well, I remember seeing a street sign called Princess Street. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it must be this one. There.
Wow. Okay, so Princess Street, and she passed a church. There was a bridge in there. Lots of stuff. All right, let's check this out.
We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the
I've noticed
ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent.
Violent?
Felt like life.
That's a weird way to describe a princess.
Huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flip between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper, undressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart.
Rapunzel again, eh?
The princess pricks her finger.
Okay, so fairy tales. Which actually, that'll be something I think I'm going to look up later. Fairy tales. We're talking about Rapunzel again. Stuff like that. Okay, so I want to look up Carl because we talked about earlier Carl, the guy that she was hooking up with, and it's just a new name that I feel like we should probably investigate.
Was he my first? No need to be so coy. No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl. He was a local boy in a band. He was a bit of a shit. But he was sexy. We were 15.
15 when she met Carl. Okay, so 15. Alright.
Family.
Same day.
So, Carl fucked off, and then there were other boys here and there, and then Simon.
Okay, so Carl fucked off. Then Simon came along afterwards.
Differences?
This is the last interview,
She's
I think, where she's getting arrested.
She passed the test for us.
Better driver.
I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything.
So her sister and her used to do things together, like as one person?
Shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at. It got
Wow.
difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity. It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze. We used to hairbrush. After that, we took it in turns, though. I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
So, that just revealed a lot. Okay, so basically they do everything together, it sounds like, and then when she met Simon, she kind of wanted her sister to fuck off, because, I mean, if you like a guy enough, you don't want your sister sleeping with him, I guess. Okay, so seduce Simon, Carl, share everything, hairbrush, which is probably a really disturbing fact. Let's check this out.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date, we went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had the one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me, but that was it. We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
Okay, so obviously Simon had no idea that they were the same person. Well, different people, but he obviously thought they were the same person, is what I'm guessing from all this. So, wow, okay, so, and then that would explain why earlier when she said, you know, they got pregnant and she had to say that they had a miscarriage, because obviously she wasn't pregnant, right? So, okay, so pregnant, swap, date night, share. Okay, let's look up. Wow, that revealed a lot. Okay, let's look up real quick just because she talked a lot about it, and I want to see if there's anything else about Rapunzel and the story behind it. And then I think after this, I want to look up about that bruise on her face because I'm still really curious.